Days of our lives, secrets, and desperation as Beau's life hangs in the balance. Expanded spoilers for the week of May 13 to 17, 2025 in Salem. The hospital corridors are buzzing, not with hope, but with tension, betrayal, and an air of impending disaster. At the heart of this chaos lies a drug, Versix, a cutting-edge treatment for sepsis that may be the only thing standing between Beau and the grave. But rather than being heralded as a miracle, Versix becomes the object of obsession, manipulation, and theft. And now, lives hang in the balance, none more than Beau's. As the week unfolds, viewers are taken into a web of deceit woven by those closest to Beau, some knowingly, some unknowingly, pushed by desperation, corporate ambition, and long-standing personal vendettas. Let's unravel the drama, moment by moment, as it all comes to a head in the most explosive way. Wednesday, May 14. Philip's dangerous proposal. The episode opens with Philip in a hushed conversation with Kevin Lambert. For those with long memories, Kevin isn't just some background figure, he's the quirky science genius from Salem High's Last Blast crew. Once the kid with thick glasses and big dreams, he's now a lab technician at University Hospital, presumably working under Dr. Russell. But Kevin's brilliance may be about to be exploited for all the wrong reasons. Philip approaches Kevin under the pretense of curiosity, asking about his current role at the hospital. But soon, the real motive emerges. Philip wants Kevin to steal something. Not just anything, but Versix, the same experimental drug that Beau needs to survive. The ask is cloaked in vague promises and justifications, but the truth is stark. Philip is driven by greed. He sees Versix not as a lifeline for a dying man, but as a golden ticket. A business opportunity, a leverage point, a source of personal gain. And he is completely unaware that the life at stake is none other than his own brother's. Kevin, caught between loyalty to an old friend and his professional ethics, wavers. What he doesn't yet realize is that helping Philip could put many more lives at risk, including his own reputation and possibly even Beau's last hope. Thursday, May 15, bonds break and labs are breached. Xander confronts Philip, and the gloves come off. This is not a casual disagreement. It's raw, real, and deeply emotional. Xander, who has shared a tumultuous but evolving bond with Philip, feels blindsided. The betrayal cuts deep, especially since Xander was considering a major investment in the hospital. And that investment? It was tied to Versix. The drug's potential, both medically and financially, had drawn Xander in. He wanted to be part of the next big breakthrough, not just for profit, but perhaps also for redemption. But now, with Philip's duplicity coming to light, those hopes are dashed. Worse, Xander feels used. And his anger simmers dangerously. Meanwhile, Steve and Sean make a bold move. Suspecting foul play and desperate to find the missing drug, they break into Dr. Russell's lab. It's a drastic, perhaps illegal act, but one driven by desperation to save Beau. What they find is chilling. The lab is clean. Too clean. Every trace of Versix is gone. Stolen. For a brief, gut-wrenching moment, it seems Beau's final hope has vanished into thin air. Friday, May 16, desperation reaches a fever pitch. The weight of the missing Versix bears down on everyone. Steve, Kayla, and Sean are left scrambling. With Versix gone, time becomes the enemy. Each minute without treatment brings Beau closer to a point of no return. The trio urgently debates their next move while trying to piece together who could have taken the drug, and why. At the same time, Sarah starts to ask questions. Her instincts tell her something's not right, especially with Xander. She confronts him, demanding honesty. Did he know about the theft? Was he involved? Xander, still fuming from Philip's betrayal, must decide whether to protect himself, protect Philip, or come clean and risk it all. Across town, Kevin and Philip are spiraling. What began as a favor is now a full-blown criminal act, and the walls are closing in. The pressure mounts as hospital administrators, law enforcement, and even the media begin to take interest. Kevin is rattled. Philip is calculating. Neither seems to fully grasp that their actions may have condemned a man to die. The fallout, greed, guilt, and a race against death. The hospital is in uproar. Rumors fly. Suspicions mount. And Dr. Russell is livid. He confronts Kayla, accusing her of stirring up chaos, implying that her relentless pursuit of the drug somehow caused the whole debacle. But Kayla, with Beau's life on the line, has no time for finger-pointing. She needs solutions. Meanwhile, EJ is seething. He, too, had his eyes on verse 6, not for Beau, but for power. The loss of the drug sets back his own plans and infuriates him. His conversations with Russell are sharp and accusatory, as they both try to deduce who orchestrated the theft and what it means for their ambitions. Xander's role becomes murkier. His offer to invest in the hospital, which once seemed philanthropic, now looks opportunistic. Did he back out once the drug went missing? Or was the funding offer always a cover for a deeper play? And now, stripped of trust and options, does he regret not acting sooner to protect Beau and the people who still believed in him? The question that changes everything: who does Philip think he is saving? As the dust settles and fingers point in all directions, one tragic twist remains: Philip still doesn't know that Beau, the man whose life is in immediate danger, is his own brother. He doesn't know that the drug he ordered stolen could be the one thing that saves Beau from death. He doesn't know that every self-serving action he's taken has brought a dying man closer to the edge, and that when the truth comes out, the fallout won't just be legal, it'll be personal. Devastatingly so. And when Philip finally learns the truth, the guilt, if it comes, will be unbearable. Will he return the drug in time? Or is he too far gone, too entrenched in his own ambition, to turn back? One thing is clear. Salem's darkest days may still be ahead, and Beau's fate lies not in a doctor's hands, but in the conscience of a brother blinded by greed. Stay tuned. Because in Salem, nothing stays buried forever, not secrets, not guilt, and certainly not the truth. Next, Johnny faces Paulina's fierce loyalty, Chanel's love, and the ghosts of his past in Salem. No conversation is ever just casual, especially when it involves matters of the heart, family wounds, and second chances. On the Tuesday, May 13, 2025 episode of Days of Our Lives, fans were treated to a tense yet heartfelt exchange between Johnny and Paulina that revealed not only the emotional wreckage Johnny is trying to clean up, but also the boundaries of Paulina's fierce loyalty to her daughter Chanel. The scene begins on a sunny morning at the Salem Inn. Johnny, wearing a rare but warm smile, is packing his bags and preparing to check out. It's a symbolic moment. The young man is not just leaving a hotel room, but trying to leave behind a version of himself that's been stained by mistakes, regret, and unresolved trauma. He's hopeful, and perhaps for the first time in a long time, there's a sense that he's truly trying to change. But before he can walk out the door, in walks Paulina. Elegant, sharp, and never one to tiptoe around her feelings, Paulina makes it clear she's there for a reason. She's always had a soft spot for Johnny. His charm, his spirit, and the way he once made Chanel light up in a way few others ever did. But make no mistake, her love for her daughter outweighs any fondness she has for Johnny. And today, she's not here just to say goodbye, she's here to lay down the law. In a quiet but firm tone, Paulina looks Johnny in the eye and delivers a warning that leaves no room for interpretation: if you break Chanel's heart again, it's over. You'll burn your last bridge with me. There's no anger in her voice, just unwavering determination. It's a line in the sand. She's watched Chanel pick up the pieces of a shattered heart before, and she won't watch it happen again. Johnny, to his credit, doesn't react with defensiveness or arrogance. Instead, he nods slowly, understanding the weight of her words. He tells her something that surprises even Paulina: he's going to start therapy. And not with Marlena, his beloved grandmother and world-renowned psychiatrist, But with someone else. A fresh start, a clean slate. He's also landed a new job, though the details are still vague. What matters more is the spirit behind the announcement. This isn't just about career moves. It's about rebuilding. Johnny is trying, really trying, to walk a different path, one paved not with the shadows of his past but with intention and healing. And then comes the hardest part of the conversation, the shooting. Johnny brings it up himself, unprompted. He remembers, with shame and horror, the moment he pointed a gun at his own father. That image haunts him, not just because it was violent, but because in that moment, he felt like he had become everything he swore he'd never be, like E.J. "I never wanted to be like him," Johnny says quietly. It's a confession and a cry for help all at once. Paulina listens, her expression softening just a bit. She knows what it's like to fear becoming someone you loathe. She also knows what it's like to live in a town where rumors swirl faster than the truth can settle. So she asks the question that's been lingering in the air ever since the incident: were you telling the truth when you told Chanel you didn't pull the trigger? It's the million-dollar question, and Johnny's answer will either vindicate him or destroy him in Chanel's eyes. He doesn't answer right away, but the hesitation says enough. He wants to be believed. He needs to be believed. But the past doesn't release its grip easily, and Salem is not known for its mercy.